Reacher's Alan Ritchson promises the Season 3 book will make people very happy, but adds a caveat that has me concerned. Early reviews have started to arrive on Reacher Season 2, available to anyone with an Amazon Prime Video subscription, and the general consensus is that the show improves on the already strong Season 1, and is a solid return to form for Alan Ritchson in the lead role. Reacher on Amazon Prime is based off the books by Lee Child, with Season 2 adapting the thrilling novel Bad Luck and Trouble. It follows Reacher and Neagley Maria Sten as they investigate the murders of two members of their elite Special Forces unit. But in the run-up to Reacher returning to the streaming waves, Ritchson surprised fans with the big news. Season 3 already is in the works. Alan Ritchson has been active on his social media accounts, sharing images from the set of Reacher Season 3. That is both a vote of confidence for this upcoming season and a thrill for fans, because we won't have to wait as long to see new episodes once this one is wrapped in January. I got the chance to speak with Ritchson ahead of Reacher Season 2, and as our conversation closed, I asked him which Lee Child book they were going to do for Season 3, and he told Cinema Blend. Back when I interviewed Alan Ritchson on behalf of the first season of Reacher, he was throwing out into the world that Die Trying would be his choice for the season follow-up. The showrunners chose Bad Luck and Trouble instead, which was a good selection, given the fact that it allowed the show to beef up Reacher's team by introducing Dixon, Serene DeSwan, O'Donnell, Sean Sipos, and Neagley to casual Reacher fans. The best part about the Reacher books by Lee Child is that they usually shift locations drastically from one story to the next. So if Reacher is in New York City for one book, he might be in the barren fields of Nebraska next. Trouble just seems to find him. Knowing how important the locations are to the stories, I asked Alan Ritchson if he could give me a hint as to the location of the book for Reacher Season 3, and he jokingly told Cinema Blend, "Alrighty then, until we know the official title of the book being adapted for Reacher Season 3, I'll continue to beat the drum for one of these Lee Child books, which I think could make for excellent seasons of television. And now we'll see how the new Reacher season does in the ratings, because the initial one got off to a strong start, and this new batch of episodes seems to be eagerly anticipated. When it comes to book-to-screen adaptations, fans are always eager to see their favorite characters and storylines brought to life. With Reacher, the popular Amazon Prime series based on Lee Child's long-running Jack Reacher novels, expectations have been sky-high since the show's debut in early 2022. Alan Ritchson, who plays the iconic titular role of Jack Reacher, delivered a fan-favorite portrayal of the hulking, stoic, and justice-driven ex-military policeman. With 2 successful seasons under its belt, the announcement of Reacher Season 3 has fans buzzing once again. Ritchson, who has been at the heart of the show's success, recently hinted that the source material for the upcoming season would leave fans very happy, but added a caveat that left some feeling uneasy. Could this spell trouble for die-hard Reacher fans? A successful legacy so far. Before diving into the specific concerns around Season 3, it's worth looking at what made the Reacher series work so well thus far. Unlike previous adaptations, most notably the Tom Cruise films, the Amazon Prime series leaned heavily into the characteristics that fans love from the books. For starters, Alan Ritchson, towering at over 6 feet, physically matches the imposing description of Jack Reacher, a man described in the books as 6'5" and built like a tank. This faithful casting immediately won over many longtime fans who felt the film versions, while entertaining, didn't quite capture Reacher's massive and intimidating presence. Moreover, the series has been praised for its gritty tone, sharp pacing, and loyalty to the novel's complex plots. Season 1 was based on the first book in the series, Killing Floor, which introduced viewers to Reacher's loner lifestyle, keen intellect, and brutal sense of justice. It was a hit, with fans appreciating the adaptation's fidelity to the book's core elements. Season 2 followed with Bad Luck and Trouble, a story that delved deeper into Reacher's past with his elite military unit. The action-packed storylines, nuanced characters, and tightly woven mystery solidified Reacher as a must-watch for thriller lovers. Ritchson's promise and the mysterious caveat as anticipation for Reacher Season 3 builds, fans have been eager to learn which book from Lee Child's vast catalog will serve as the source material. Alan Ritchson recently confirmed in an interview that the upcoming season would adapt One Shot, the 9th book in the series. This particular novel is beloved by fans, as it features one of the most riveting and intense plots, centered around a sniper who seemingly commits an open and shut mass shooting. Reacher, of course, suspects something much deeper is at play, and what follows is a tense game of cat and mouse, filled with twists and moral dilemmas. Ritchson was quick to hype up the adaptation, stating, "Season 3 is going to make people very happy. One Shot is such a fan favorite, and we've done our best to really capture the essence of what makes this book so special." His assurance should come as a relief to fans worried about deviations from the source material, but it was his follow-up comment that has some concern. Ritchson added, "But we had to take some liberties to make it work for the screen. We're condensing things a bit, and some elements might feel different." For book purists, this caveat is always cause for anxiety. What exactly does he mean by taking liberties? And how much condensing will the showrunners be doing? Historically, these types of comments can often lead to disappointment among hardcore fans when the adaptation strays too far from the original material. While it's understandable that not every detail from a novel can be included in an episodic format, fans have every reason to be nervous about which elements will be cut or changed. The challenge of adapting One Shot for those familiar with One Shot. The novel is tightly packed with intricate plot points, psychological tension, and explosive action scenes. A major theme of the book is the ethical question of vigilante justice versus lawful intervention, something that's been a recurring moral struggle for Reacher throughout the series. The story involves not only Reacher's investigative prowess, but also his profound emotional depth as he wrestles with whether to take matters into his own hands. This depth is part of what makes One Shot such a standout novel. The challenge, of course, lies in translating these complex internal struggles into a format that is primarily visual and action-driven. While Reacher has done a commendable job with character development so far, the third season might need to rely heavily on trimming some of the book's slower, more cerebral moments to fit a streamlined TV schedule. This could be where the liberties Ritchson mentioned come into play. Cutting down the plot or altering character motivations might help the pacing, but could risk losing the very essence of what made One Shot resonate with readers. Another potential issue stems from the novel's structure. One Shot is a whodunit at its core, with Reacher working to untangle a web of deception around the crime. The novel builds tension methodically, with revelations sprinkled throughout. Television, however, often demands a faster pace to keep viewers engaged. If the showrunners condense too much or simplify the mystery for the sake of expediency, it might strip the story of its thrilling unpredictability. Fan expectations and the balance of adaptation. The real concern boils down to expectations. Fans of Lee Child's novels are fiercely protective of the material, and rightly so. Reacher's world is built on a foundation of meticulous plotting, rich characterization, and philosophical undertones about justice and morality. Striking the right balance between staying true to the source material and crafting a compelling television narrative is no small feat. The success of the first 2 seasons proves the creative team understands this delicate balancing act. But One Shot is a particularly tricky novel to adapt. Fans will want to see the clever twists, the moral ambiguity, and the high-stakes tension preserved. While Ritchson's promise of a satisfying season is certainly encouraging, his caveat leaves room for concern. The term taking liberties in an adaptation can sometimes signal major departures from what made the original work compelling. And for a beloved character like Jack Reacher, even small changes can